startup company. We're a consulting group developing a proposal for a business plan for this company. We acknowledge that the territories on which UCW and its campuses are situated are the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. We are developing this presentation through our table of content, which first is the current situation and problem statement. We'll go to scope, approach, and methodology, then for the analysis and key findings, and ending with recommendations and conclusion.
So now we go to the current situation and the problem statements. So first of all, in the current situation, we have done some research and figure out that our oil and gas company, oil and gas production in the Canada is a vital industry, and it contribute up to 80% in the oil and gas production in Alberta only, and up to 21% of the general GDP of this province. And accordingly, reclamation and remediation industry has a very huge potential in the future to develop. So as you can see in the chart here, the yellow one and the blue color in the chart, it shows you how many well sites is it abandoned or is it on the process. So they keep growing in the future. So there's a lot of potential in the market for this segment. And about the problem statement, in this project, we will focus on identify the feasibility of the new business called Indigenous Earthworks Company based on the financial analysis of the budget analysis, income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow. So in the here we identify some scope, approach, and methodology. So in scope, we will consider the ingenious approach and also determine the major capital cost of 5 main equipment in the reclamation industry. And also we analyze some of the financial statement and analysis. However, we will not involved in the creation of the company and also involved in any permit or license process, and also create HR profiles or wage range, and also we will not involve in implementation of the recommendation. For the consulting team philosophy, it is a combination of comprehensive critical analysis using analysis tool in the collaborative working environment, where the team will use continuous improvement practice to evaluate results iteratively. And in the approach, we will focus on ingenious consulting approach with the United Nations Declaration on the Right of Indigenous People, or UNDRIP, and also in the finance, we focus on approach with NPV, ROI, financial statements, and break-even point. And finally, all of the information we collect based on the research and also the collaborative and combination approach.
So from our internal and external analysis, we highlighted some key findings, which are first, the high cost that we spent at the initial phase of the project, that will show a lack of liquidity on it. There's a risk of inflation that can make an increase on the labor cost and the material cost. There's a high dependence on funding and supporting from the government and NGOs. We understand there's a lack of awareness of the new business, and there's a high competition from various companies in the same industry. From the labor side, we see a shortage of skillful and trained workforce. Therefore, there's a difficulty in retaining the labor, and we understand and increase the support that we need from the involvement of Indigenous community. From the financial recommendation, we started with several assumptions. The principal are, this is a 5-year project. The revenues and expenses are all indexed to inflation. The revenues come from several sources. The first one is 1 million from an oil and gas company that has shown interest in our project. Around 1.3 million from 4 more interested companies in an annual basis. We're going to rent in a low cost the equipment for the First Nations during the winter time. It's 40 bucks per year, and 110,000 annual funding from NGOs. The cost of the equipment that we obtained from the quotation of John Deere is of 1.6 million, and we are financing it with a loan that we are getting with a rate of 1% interest plus inflation in a 5-year amortization, and hopefully we will find 20% of discount on the equipment. Based on our analysis, the NPV, the return on investment, and the break-even point, we also highlighted some recommendations. The cash flow analysis, which is discounted in a 15% discount rate, demonstrates a positive value for the 5 years. The return of investment shows 15.28%, which is accepted for the project, and the break-even point is obtained in the 9th month of the project. So we recommend to go ahead and achieve the service of reclamation and remediation. Also, we would mention here, it's necessary to reinforce the partnership and network enhancement for the loan and for the funding stage, finding some government and NGO funding. And we also need to search for special indigenous loans and angel investors that would support the project.
In the marketing aspects, we recommend that the company should combine between the communication and also partnership strategy at the same time. In the communication, the company can use the workshop and the conference to have the discussion with Aboriginal community and also potential partners. And also, they should combine the UNDRIP protocols and principles into that communication strategies. And also, they use the Aboriginal communication protocols to create a positive effect in the community and also get the involvement of the indigenous people into it. For example, they can use the ritual of tobacco offered by elderly to bless the land before the reclamation. And also in the partnership, the company can partner with some of the reputable and impactful organizations, for example, Aboriginal people, Horse First Nation, Goodland Cree First Nation, Marquee First Nation, and also partner that is the Alberta Energy Regulator to create involvement in the community. And finally, our recommendation is that the company can run the campaigns of preserve nature spirit so that they can deliver the key message of the reclamation service they provide it to resolve the spiritual connection between indigenous people and their land.
To overcome challenges related to hiring, retaining, and developing indigenous employees, we emphasize your effort on creating inclusive environment and strong company culture. So to start our strategy, you need to add land acknowledgement for a company routine and organize knowledge sharing session between elders from an indigenous community to communicate traditional value to make more robust company culture. Second, you need to train your interviewers and focus on tips for hiring Aboriginal employees. They need to understand cultural differences and focus on practical experience, not on formal education. To do more training possible for your potential employees, you need to participate in Indigenous training program provided in Alberta and become a partner of the same company or Takana HR solution, which specializes in training and Indigenous employee strategies. In operation, we emphasize your focus on training your employees to do preventive maintenance, to have to be sure that your equipment 100% available for the reclamation season. In IT, the key recommendation is to get access to several sources of information regarding to sites and reclamation to analyze and plan your working areas and develop of your project. Our business model canvas in our report will show you the high level understanding of your business in all aspects of the business. And our change management and strategic management approach give you like understanding that you need to make your decision fast to do not lose your opportunity. You need to make a powerful guiding coalition and use involvement of indigenous elderly. And in addition, your management should have a clear vision and target for both revenue and social environmental impact. In conclusion, we need to say that strategy and culture on the first place, so prioritize the communication and connection with the Indigenous elderly. Second, using our financial analysis, have the suitable implementation plan to have the support, grants, funding, and loans for the government and non-profit organizations. And third, establish partnerships with educational programs and institutions to deliver free training to gain and enhance the employee skills. Our team has limitations with time constraints, and we do not have direct communication with Indigenous community. And in the next step, what we can offer you, it is establish specific implementation step and timelines, deliver the business schedule and milestones, and have more deep research and information collection. Thank you for your attention. Bye.